dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. The death toll from this week's catastrophic flooding now sits at 25. Governor Andy Beshear announced today that funds from the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund will first go to paying for each flood victim's funeral. 4 victims were in Breathitt County, 2 in Clay, 14 in Knott County, including 4 children, 2 in Letcher, and 3 in Perry County. The identities of the 3 killed in Perry County have recently been released. Perry County Sheriff Joe Engel confirms one of the victims was his great aunt. 82-year-old Nellie Mae Howard was killed early Thursday morning in the flooding in Chavies. Perry County Deputy Coroner Jeff Combs released the names of 2 more flood victims. 78-year-old David Campbell and 73-year-old James Miller were also both killed during the flood. More than 1,400 Kentuckians have been rescued from floodwaters and their homes. The Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia National Guards have rescued 664 people by helicopter. 19 people were rescued by boat by the Guard. Kentucky State Police have helped with 264 water rescues, and Kentucky Fish and Wildlife has assisted in 125 water rescues. President Biden announced today that he has added individual assistance to expedite support to flooding survivors. If you live in Breathitt, Clay, Knott, Letcher, or Perry counties and have been impacted by the flooding, you can call the number on your screen, 1-800-621-3362, or go to disasterassistance.gov. The flooding has not only left people without their homes, but also without necessary medications. To make matters worse, healthcare offices have also suffered from the flooding, making access scarce. One place that is open is Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation in Whitesburg, but not without suffering damage themselves. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox details the damages that MCHC has sustained.
Damages sustained that could cost millions of dollars.
This is our x-ray department. We have 2 x-ray rooms along with digital mammography and ultrasound. All of our equipment got wet.
The floors of Mountain Comprehensive Healthcare are filled with mud after floodwaters tore through. They were able to open up a portion of their facility, but most of it is destroyed.
The entire clinic was covered with a low layer of water and mud.
The food truck that they used for disaster situations was dragged into the river.
That's in the main river. And obviously the river is a lot further down. You can see all the damage, how high it was.
Even the chiropractic center they opened just 3 months ago was destroyed.
You can see how high the water was in here by the line on the walls.
Cottle said they opened 1/10 of their location, but they don't have any air conditioning.
We had 5 spares. Not only the motor down there get flooded out, but all the spares that we had here got flooded out too. So we have no air conditioner except for the standalone units that you've seen throughout the clinic.
Breeding and Cottle hope to continue serving patients in any way they can while they recover from the flood. In Letcher County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Mike Cottle also said their Isom and Hindman locations are severely damaged. The Letcher County Sheriff's Office will be enforcing a mandatory curfew beginning tonight. In a post on their Facebook page, officials said curfew will last from midnight to 6 a.m., with the only exceptions being for work, medical emergencies, and first responders. The post said the curfew for side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and similar vehicles, off-road vehicles, is from dark to daylight. The post said, quote, "We will not tolerate anyone taking advantage of our already vulnerable community," end quote. Families are gathering up supplies at Letcher County Central High School. People that have lost their homes have been able to get water, clothes, and other supplies. WKYT Sports Director Brian Milam lived in Whitesburg for 2 years while working here at WYMT and felt like he needed to help support in any way possible.
I owe these people so much that helped mold me and shape me and have supported me over the years.
Principal Scotty Bittler said he will keep the school open as a supply drive as long as he needs to. We'll have more on how people have come together to help each other out at Letcher County Central High School at 11. One of the people we had a chance to talk to for the first time on camera since the flooding hit Thursday morning is Letcher County's top official. Judge Executive Terry Adams told our Brandon Robinson today that while he had some damage at his home, he's more worried about taking care of his community.
I truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate the outpouring of support we've had both locally and folks in other counties and other states. I've seen people from all over that's come into Letcher County, and we truly appreciate that.
A space dedicated to bringing the community together is doing just that, but in a different way. The Knott County Sportsplex is operating as a collection site and a shelter as part of the community's relief efforts. Ball Creek Volunteer Fire Department Chief Benny Bailey says he's amazed by how the community has showed up and showed out for this operation.
Our community has been extremely responsive, and it's somewhat humbling to think that someone comes in and they lost half of their house, but they feel fortunate enough that they've still got half to live in, so they're bringing in the stuff that they don't need.
Bailey adds that he and the other volunteers are working with FEMA and the Red Cross to find more permanent options for people who are displaced. But until then, they're working to do all they can to help the people of Knott County.
Well, the forecast, unfortunately, giving us a break, or not, fortunately giving us a break today. Unfortunately, not going to be a long-lived break as we see a new flood watch issued for tomorrow. Let's talk about current conditions first here across the region. Nice day out there. A few more clouds starting to stream in here at this hour, but again, we're seeing some nicer conditions out there. Not too much showing up on radar. Most of that is ground clutter at this hour. So again, just be aware of that. US 119, US 23 at Pikeville. Not too bad over that way today. We're seeing, though, that the Leviza Fork may be running a little high over there. Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County, a few more clouds than sun. And overall, it's been a fairly comfortable day. Dew points have been lower. Temperatures right there in the upper 70s to around 80. Warm spot this afternoon is in Jonesville, which is kind of surprising. But again, we're looking at 84 over there, 73 in Wise, just up the road, though. Dew points a little bit lower, but still not great. They're going to get a little bit higher as we head deeper into this week, thanks to another system that's going to work its way toward us. As we work our way to the nighttime hours, those clouds will continue to increase and temperatures will drop slightly before we see those rain chances pick back up late. Keaton?
Thanks, Brandon. Perry County Superintendent Jonathan Jett visited Buckhorn Elementary today to assess the damage to the heavily flooded school. Structural engineers are scheduled to visit the school on Monday and create an assessment for the state of the building. Buckhorn Elementary Principal Tim Wooten is hoping for a good report.
Hopefully get the school back together, and we can get our students and staff back in our building. We're excited for that possibility, but all that hinges on a good evaluation Monday. So continue to pray for that and pray for the folks in our communities.
While Buckhorn Elementary is not taking donations right now, folks wanting to help are encouraged to donate to the Buckhorn Children Family Services Log Gym. In addition to the numerous homes that were damaged or lost during the severe flooding across the region, many fire departments, medical clinics, and other public services were also impacted. WYMT's Alyssa Williams was in Knott County to learn more about the loss of a beloved staple in the Hindman community.
For those at the WKCB radio station in Knott County, flooding outside of their studio was relatively common.
The closest it had ever gotten was to the first step, and we are several steps off the ground, and so I wasn't really concerned.
But nothing could have prepared WKCB's general manager, Randy Thompson, for the flooding that devastated the area on Thursday morning.
It had gotten about 4 feet inside our studios and has pretty much destroyed everything.
Thousands of dollars in equipment gone, along with a building that is now inoperable.
Well, this is the only station in this county. It's, it's as devastating as anything else here is. Any other service that's destroyed, basically.
But through the wreckage, Thompson says he can't help but feel grateful.
I lost stuff. It's stuff, and it can be replaced, and it will be eventually. But a lot of the stuff we don't need. But we have friends and families and people that have lost loved ones, children, And so my loss pales in comparison.
And for those at WKCB, the listeners are still on the forefront of everyone's minds.
Right now we're doing what we can, the best we can, but we're hoping to improve very soon.
Aiming to get back on their feet to better serve the people of Knott County and beyond. In Hindman, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
WKCB's General Manager Randy Thompson says he's working to put together a temporary studio in his home to get back on the air. In the meantime, they're keeping everyone up to date on what is going on in the area through the WKCC Facebook page. In times like this, we know Eastern Kentuckians are always the first to lend a helping hand. Here at WYMT, we're teaming up with the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund and the Appalachian Regional Healthcare Foundation Flood Relief Fund for the Appalachia Rises Flood Relief Campaign. You can visit our website, WYMT.com, to donate to the local relief efforts. And you can find more weather coverage on our website as well, WYMT.com. You can also get the latest on the WYMT News app. Just scan the code on your screen with your phone camera. To download the app, it'll take you right to it. You can also sign up for breaking news alerts. We also encourage you to download the weather app, the WYMT weather app, especially in times like this, for the latest warnings and live radar anytime. Coming up on Mountain News at 6, athletes at Knott County Central took the first step in flood recovery by giving back to their neighbors.
It's good to see all that outpouring of support. We're going to continue to see that for the next several days, and we're going to see some rain chances increase the next several days. I'll have the latest forecast in just a couple of minutes.